We're sorting through the aftermath of Super Tuesday in Massachusetts and elsewhere with our guest, James Pindell of the Boston Globe. And James, of course, in every election, there are the obvious winners and losers, right there in the numbers. And then there are somewhat more hidden or beneath the surface winners and losers. And I asked you to come in here with a couple. Let's start with the good news. Who do you see as a sort of semi-hidden winner from Tuesday night?
Well, one person we're going to be talking about a lot, we talked a lot this week, was Kate Britt, the Alabama senator. She's new, she's young.
As we're recording, she was slated to give the Republican response to the State of the Union.
That's right. That's why we're talking about her this week. And she's establishment-minded, which is important. She both kind of straddles the MAGA, but not really. And if the key question is, how do I reach out to more establishment-minded folks who may have supported Nikki Haley? She's someone who is from a deep red area, who is not up for re-election, so it's safe. And I do believe that 2020 was the last time, this is a side note, but the last time we're going to see a ticket with two straight white men in a very long time, Donald Trump, Mike Pence. I don't think we're going to see that this time, and Donald Trump has conceded that. Now, he wants someone of color or wants a woman. I think because Nikki Haley did hang around, and that's hanging out there for so long, that maybe she's higher up on the list for a VP.
Interesting. All right. My hidden winner was local, and that would be Howie Carr of WRKO and the Herald. He took a lot of heat for supporting Amy Carnevale, the incumbent Republican State Party chair, and that was up for grabs on Election Day as they were voting for the state committee seats. Carnevale supporters carried the day. She picked up a few. Looks like she'll be the chair for the foreseeable future, so Howie can take a victory lap. All right, how about a hidden loser?
Susan Collins, keep it local here in New England. She, at the last minute, endorsed Nikki Haley. She has always been very politically toxic within the Republican Party. She has been, well, I said not always. She has been for about 6 or 7 years now. And if she had a serious primary challenger last time, she wouldn't have won that primary. In fact, she even thought about running for governor at that time just to get out of the situation. But she made a deal with Paul LePage, and she was fine. This time, if she were to run for re-election, I cannot see how she wins a Republican primary. And the results on Super Tuesday in Maine solidify that. Donald Trump had his biggest win ever there.
That's 2 years away that she's
It is. She's up in 26, so we can start the conversation next year.
So that much of a backlash from the Trump.
There's been a lot hanging out there, and then she's never been the Trump cup of tea. Ivanka Trump flew up to get her on board a couple of years ago, but yeah.
Well, I've got a hidden loser that also endorsed Nikki Haley, and that would be New Hampshire Governor Chris Sununu. He endorsed her. He campaigned hard for her. He predicted she was going to win. Then he tried to spin her rather emphatic loss into a win. And in the meantime, on Tuesday, Vermont Governor Phil Scott, who also endorsed Haley, carried her home to victory. So kind of a slam dunk across state lines there.
There are only two governors who endorsed Nikki Haley. One won, one didn't.
Listen, we got 30 seconds left. What are we looking at between now and November in terms of what kind of race this is going to be?
This is unusual, and we can talk about swing counties and swing states, and we can talk about the candidates and what they should do. I'm not sure that's relevant. I think the key factors are going to be, is there going to be a health scare, number one? Number two, the next 3 or 4 months, we're going to talk about third parties. Will they get on the ballot? Who will run? Will they catch any steam to make up any ground there? And then maybe some world affairs going on. But it will not be probably the candidates that are baked in or the swing areas themselves. Maybe in court cases, too, of course, for Donald Trump.
Ugliest presidential race ever?
We've had some pretty ugly ones. This may be the one that we may be the most annoyed with and just over with. I think a secret thing to watch, John, is going to be voter turnout, which I do think will be down. We had a record turnout in 2020. This time, I think people may just had it.
Shying away from the choice and the negativity. Interesting. James, always interesting to talk to you. Thanks very much.
Thank you.